to all the great things we're going to do together.
Yes, thank you so much. Yes.
Thank you for having me, friend.
Thank you so much for coming, and I know my audience out there will be, waiting to hear from you. We've actually flashed it on Facebook that we are going to have a wonderful guest in our studio today, and I know you guys will be happy to hear from Mr. Atta. So Francis, will start by asking you, first question for today is, I want you to tell us about yourself and where you grew up.
So I was born in Ghana.
Okay.
And I came to Canada in around 1992 when I was about 6 years old.
Wow.
And when I came here, I was raised in Chalk Farm. That's the first place I landed, in Chalk Farm. And after I went to Gene and Finch, where everybody knew that that's where I'm from, Gene and Finch. Through my life struggles, my challenges, and everything I've been through, I am now today. I'm a community worker. I'm a child and youth worker. I'm a youth advocate. I'm a motivational speaker. I'm an author. I'm a philanthropist. I am basically everything that I want to be.
That's great. Sounds so, I can see that you are quite busy. You're a busy guy, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And that's good to have such a wonderful young man with all these multi-talented things that you're doing at the same time. It's not really easy. So I believe you have a lot to tell us today, and my audience out there will be actually looking forward to hear from you, especially the youth. And I know based on the research that I did about you, you are there to empower youth, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So you have a lot to give to our youth today. If you're watching, Mr. Francis is going to talk to you about empowerment and his struggles too, and how he was able to overcome his struggles and become the man he is today, right? You wrote a book called The Flip. Can you tell us about your book and why it's called The Flip?
Definitely. Everybody always asks me that question.
Yeah.
Why did my book flip? Why is it called The Flip? And basically, in my life, I never thought that I would ever write a book in my life.
Yeah.
Growing up, I wasn't the best student, the best writer. I wasn't the best in school, and I was failing school and everything like that. So I just wanted to challenge myself to write a book, because I know that there's not a lot of people in my neighborhood, Gene and Finch, that ever wrote a book. And I just felt like if I wrote a book, maybe it will inspire the other generation and other people in my community to challenge themselves to write a book as well. So then that's why I came up with the concept of writing a book called The Flip. And the whole concept of writing a book called The Flip, because I want to capture two audiences. I want to capture youth and I want to capture parents.
Okay.
Because I know that those are the audience that I want to inspire, and I want to help them change their lives.
Yeah.
So one part of my book, I have me dress up in a suit, and that part is for the parents, because I know that part will capture the parents, because when they see people in a suit, they want to wear that. They're attracted to that, and I knew that the youth, when they see somebody wearing a hat and looking all gangster and gaudy and stuff, they're gonna be able to relate to that, and they're gonna pick up the book as well. So I decided to write the book called The Flip, basically just to inspire youth. Growing up, I never had no positive mentor. I never had nobody there for me, and I just wish that there was somebody there for me when I was growing up to just tell me what I could do and what I couldn't do. So I decided to write this book because I want it to be used as a tool, because I know that I can't be in everybody's house at the same time. But I know that this book could probably be in somebody's house when I'm not there as well. So the book is basically about my life, and it talks about how I was able to change my life from negative to positive, going through the struggles and the tribulations and everything that I've been through, and just encouraging and giving youth the advice and giving them tips on how they could change their life if they are in where I was a few years ago.
Wow, that is really, really inspiring.
Yes.
For you to have that thought, to put that your thoughts together and actually make it come to reality by writing a book to impact life positively. That is so great. Actually, as you said you can be at the same place. You can be everywhere at the same time. But your book can be everywhere. It can, you can reach out to people globally, which is really, really interesting. And I know if you're watching right now, Francis Atta is actually reaching out to you from, he's here with us in the studio, and I believe you'll be encouraged because you have a lot to hear and learn from him. So, can you tell us the obstacles that you were faced with during the time you were putting your thoughts together?
I faced a lot of obstacles, and I know And there's a lot of youth in my community, a lot of youth in the priority neighborhoods, a lot of youth in the States and just in Canada, just worldwide, that are going through the same things that I've been through. Just family problems, struggles of friends in the community, choosing if I should do the negative or positive things, feeling in school, you know, kids facing drug addictions and just all these kind of things that we face on a daily basis. And those are some of the obstacles that I face, having a criminal record and just wanting to give up on my life, and you know, not having no positive role model or nobody that's been through what I'm going through would be able to be there and be like, oh Francis, you should do this, you should do that, don't give up on your life and stuff like that, you know. And these are the kind of stuff that motivates me to just keep going, right? Just when I think about other kids and other youth that's in my shoes, and I'm just like, you know, like nobody's really helping these guys. Like, let me just try to help them. And I know that these kids will look up to me because I've been through what they're going through, so I can relate to these kids, right? And it's not like, oh, I'm reading from a book or anything like that. I'm talking about my real life experiences, right? I lived this, so the kids, they like to listen to me because they know that I'm talking the real stuff that they want to hear, right? So those are kind of some of the things that I've been through in my life. If we go on, we'll probably last the whole show, you know, just talk about everything that I've been through.
Oh yeah, we are going to have you more. We'll have, you know, we have some other time to talk about it, but we still have to go through it though. 100%. We still have to. So you mean those were the obstacles that you were faced with?
Definitely.
And if I may ask, how were you able to overcome those obstacles? Because, you know, I know it was challenging for you to put everything together. You know, what now helped you to, you know, overcome those challenges or obstacles?
First and foremost, I have to say God, right? Because at that point in my life when I felt like giving up, when I was at rock bottom, I had nowhere to go, and the first thing that I did that I knew I had to do is I had to change my surroundings, because I was hanging around and associating myself with a lot of people in my community that was getting themselves in trouble, a lot of people in my community that didn't have no dreams, didn't have no plans, didn't have no ambition, no plan A or no plan B, and I was associating myself with these guys, and these guys were drowning, and I was drowning with these guys. So when I decided to change my atmospheres, and I started to change my circle, and I started hanging out with different people from from other communities, that was when I was able to see things in a different light, a different perspective, and I'm just like, you know what? The friends I was hanging around with now, they're going to church, and they're like, yo, Francis, when you go to church with us one day, when you do that kind of stuff with us, and me, I wasn't like really raised up on going to church. Like my parents always forced me to go to church, right? But this time it was like a decision that I had to make to go to church because I wanted to go to church. My friends that I was with, like, I was feeling left out for the first time. Like I was in the conversation with them when they're talking about God and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, you know what? Let me go to church. Let me see what's good, right? And people might think it's a cliche, like, oh yeah, whatever. He went to church, but I went to church, and for that moment that I gave my life to God, to tell you the truth, I was able to focus my energy on my life and my dream. And that little time and lifespan that I gave my life to God, God gave me all of this that I have right now.
That's amazing.
Right? Because I changed my circle for just for that little bit, my whole life was changed. So that's the first thing that I had to do to be able to be where I am today. I had to, you know, remove myself from my friends and just associate myself with positive people, people that have dreams and ambitions. And I felt that when I was with these guys, I was feeding off their dreams and their ambitions, and I wanted to do something with my life as well too.
Oh, that's beautiful. Sound really good. So that was how you were able to overcome all the obstacles.
All those obstacles, just one time when I gave my life to God, that single individual time, it just changed my whole life around. And I was able to snap out of it.
Yeah, that sounds really good to me. And you know, I know that you are actually, because I was gonna ask, do you have any particular group that you want your message to reach out to?
My message is for, you know, every time I speak to youth in general and everybody, I speak to everybody, you know, not only youth only. I speak for people that are down, people that are broken, people that are rock bottom, people that feel like giving up. My stories extends to everybody that needs motivation. Like, I'm not perfect, but I just thank God for using me. Like, you know, when we go through this different situation in life, we're like, God, why me? God, why me? But, you know, I'm just happy that God chose me to be able to go through this life obstacles that I've been through, because I'm here now because of what I go through. So I always tell people, trust your struggle. You know, everything you're going through, you're going for a reason. So my story relates to everybody. My story is for everybody. Like, I'm not perfect. I got here by working hard, and I'm just so happy that I can be that figure for people to be like, you know, Francis was able to do it, so can I.
Yes.
Right? Because I'm human. Like, I'm not perfect. Like, I
No.
wasn't born into riches. I didn't have everything that I want. I still don't, but I work hard for everything that I want because I believe that if there's something that I want and if I envision it, I know that I could get it eventually one day.
That is so good. Thank you so much.
Definitely.
I won't lie to you. What you've just said, you say you have no limits.
Oh,
Your goal is to inspire everyone, right?
Yes,
That feel like they need to be inspired, like they want to benefit from you. They can tap from your inspiration,
Definitely.
right? Which is really, really good. You have no limits, but mostly you speak to youth, right?
Definitely, I
So
do.
that is really, really good. We have more questions for you, though. You know, so what would you leave with the youth who may be watching this video right now? What would you tell them?
I love that question, actually.
Yeah.
I was waiting for that question.
Yes.
What would I tell the youth that are watching
Yeah.
the video? My life story, I've been through a lot of things in my life.
Yes.
And, you know, like I said, I've been homeless. I dropped out of I dropped out of college, and I went back, and I graduated with a 3.87 GPA. I was homeless, and now, you know, I'm living on my own, providing for myself. I didn't have a job, but now I have a job. I've been through the whole nine. You know, I had a criminal record, and I could have gave up. You know, because a lot of youth, they have a criminal record, and you know that's messing up their life, and like, you know, I want to give up because I can't find a job, and you can't have that attitude, you know. And I just the message I want to leave to these youth is that they have to balance their life, right? Because a lot of youth, they're drowning because they're not balancing their life, right? And they have to believe in themselves that anything is truly possible.
Yes.
Right? And I say that because I believe that in so much, because when I was going through the things that I was going through, I always knew that I will be able to overcome it. I always knew that I'll be able to be where I am today,
Yes.
because I saw it yesterday when I
Yeah.
was there.
Yeah.
Right? So the youth that are going through whatever they're going through, they have to know that they have to believe that they could see it. That they could see the positive things that's gonna happen for them at the end of the day if they keep sticking to that positive route that they're on.
Wow, that is really powerful. Do you have any speech that you want to also leave for us today? Like anything that you have written in your book that you feel we also touch our youth, touch everyone? You know, because I read your book, there's one speech that I really wanted to.
Yes.
It was something that has to do with, it was rhyming, I
Yeah,
forgot.
the Dear Hard Work poem.
Yes, Dear Hard, I love, is it, yeah.
I don't have it in my head, but if I had my book, I would have
yeah.
read it for you.
Okay, that
but
is.
it's definitely in the book. If parents or youth want to read that poem, I wrote that poem.
Yeah, tell us about the poem, though.
It was inspired by my dad, right? Because, you know, I've been through a lot with my whole family and everything like that. And, you know, just my dad, he just inspired me so hard because he worked so hard, you know. And, you know, that I feel like a lot of people, I was talking this to my friend the other day, and I really feel like a lot of people don't give credits to their parents, right? Like when's the last time like you called your mom or your dad and you hugged them or you said I love you to them, and you know you really meant it or sent a text message to them, right? Because I feel like parents don't really get the love and support that they need, right? You know, that they give us all the love and support that they need, and we don't call them, and you know we don't say I love you to our parents. So you know, I just want people to, like, you know, right now watching this interview, like, just stop and, you know, just call your mom, call your dad, say I love you, thank you for everything that you've done for me, because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here, right? So I was able to do that yesterday. I called my dad and I said, Dad, you know, thank you for everything that you've done for me, right? I really appreciate everything you do for me, right? And I wrote that poem for my dad, because my dad, he worked so hard to get me here, right? To get all my brothers and sisters here. So, you know, I wrote that poem for my dad, and he inspires me each and every day. You know, you ask people who's their hero, they say Superman, Michael Jordan, Allen Iverson, Barack Obama, but my hero will always be my father.
Oh, that's so beautiful. And I am not going to let you go without asking you this question. You have an organization called the Keys.
Yes.
Right? It's KEYS.
Yes.
Please, can you tell our audience what the Keys means?
KEY stands for Knowledge and Effort Your Success. Those are the acronyms. When I finished high school, one of my high school teachers, I used to hate him. His name was Mr. Razzo, because he was the only teacher that ever challenged me. You know, every time I used to play basketball every single day, and every time I used to come into the classroom, Mr. Razzo would be like, if you think you're coming into my class and you're going to play basketball, you're not going to do your homework, you're crazy. And I hate that teacher because he challenged me so
So
much.
much.
Right? But at the end of the day, when I finished school and when I want to go back to school and when I need to get a place to live, Mr. Razzle was that same teacher that was there for me.
Wow.
You know what I mean? He helped me come up with an acronym for my organization.
Oh.
He helped me get a place to stay.
Oh.
When I was homeless, Mr. Razzle was there for me. You know what I'm saying? So Keys basically, it was his and Maya's idea, and it basically is a company and organization where I'm able to go to different high schools, different organizations, community centers, different jail facilities, and I'm able to do motivational speeches and workshops to inspire youth, right? And I love doing that because I needed inspiration at one point in my life, right? And a lot of kids,
don't have
they
that.
don't have that. A lot of kids, they think they could, a lot of people,
Yes.
they think that they could do things by themselves, right? So this interview is not for kids only, it's for youth as well. And you can't do everything by yourself.
No.
All the great people, they have mentors.
Exactly.
Michael Jordan had a mentor. Tiger
Thank
Woods
you.
had a mentor. Everybody has a mentor. We need mentors, right? That's where we get to where we are, right? You can't be better by yourself. You gotta be better with everybody else, right?
Yes.
So Keys is definitely that organization, and I'm able to go to different high schools and do different workshops and inspire you like I was inspired, right? Because I feel like, you know, sometimes when you're down, you just need that one light of fire just to inspire you, and you don't even know the limit that's gonna blow, right? Because when I was down, I just got that one inspiration, right? My life changed because somebody believed in me, and they gave me a scholarship to go to school.
Wow.
And when I got that scholarship to go to school, I never knew that I was a be here today. I wasn't gonna go to school. Right, I told my friends I'm gonna go to school. My friends were laughing at me. They're like, "Come on, France, you're getting 25% in high school. You're gonna go to college? You're crazy." Right? That's what they're telling me, and I believe them. Right? I believe my friends.
Believe
right?
your friends.
I mean, you know, I was going to school.
Oh
I'm like, yo, I was sad. I'm like, what am I gonna do? I'm like, these guys are right. I'm getting 25%. Why should I go to school? Why should I go to school? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, forget these guys. I went to school. I started up in July. I went to George Brown. I registered for school. And 3 years later, I graduated on top of my class with a 3.87 GPA. Right?
And this is the same year that I normally get 25%.
25%, right? So I tell all these kids that you have no excuse.
At all.
No excuse, because when I was getting 25% in high school, you know why I was getting 25%? Because I wasn't trying.
Yeah.
I had no balance. And there's no kids, if you try, right? If you try, there is no reason why you want to get good marks. There is no reason if you balance your life. And that's the key right there for all the kids. If I could leave one word of advice with these kids, right? It's you gotta balance your life properly. It's all about balance, right? If you don't balance your life, you're gonna be sorry at the end of the day. I promise you, because I lived it, I experienced it, and I could have had so much more things. I'm grateful for what I have right now. But if I balanced my life, if I knew that secret key to success right there, it would have been different. You gotta learn how to balance your life.
Maybe God also have a purpose for you.
Definitely, that's why I'm grateful.
For you to actually reach out to people.
Definitely.
If this had not happened, maybe you won't be speaking today to people, right? So it's really, really powerful that you were able to talk about your past in terms of how you stand out, right? Because Jane and Finch community is a high-risk area, right? It's none of our Canada is a high-risk area. But you were able to stand that and be that person that is now reaching out to other people in the community. If you're thinking of how to go back to school and you don't know how to, please watch this video. Francis, with what he has told us today, I believe you'll be able to tap from what he has said today and you'll be inspired. I just want to thank Francis one more time for coming to our show. I bet you so many lives will be changed today from hearing from you. And thank you very much, Mr. Francis, one more time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So we're looking forward to having you next time. And I know our audience will be looking forward to hear from you again. Thank you. Stay tuned. I'm your host, Faith Adodo.
Prestigious talk show. We are bringing hot topics and discussing community issues with topics that matter. If you would like to be guest or be part of the live studio, audience or even sponsor, go to www.prestigioustalkshow.com or email us at prestigioustalkshow@gmail.com. At the Prestigious Talk Show, remember you are not alone. Thank you.